Morning. Mild rain delay today, so we are going to spend the day transferring grain. I'm going to hook up my combine to the bean head, just double checking a couple things with it. I'm going to shuffle a seed tender around. Lots of stuff to do. I think we're going to put some gathering chains on Dad's head. Lots of good, fun rain day activities. This is like 3 days later. Spoiler alert, none of that happens. Change plans. Still hanging on to the leaves. That was the first field planted. That was planted April 6th. Those beans are like a 3.8 or 9 maturity. They should be, they're probably really dry, but they're just hanging on to them leaves still. Just an endless water problem here. So at this grain facility, we always fight water. We did get an inch of rain last night, so the U trough is full of water, which is basically our pit, and our leg pit is full of water. So fun, fun, fun. Sump pump here, I don't think it's working. So I'm gonna try to clean it up a little bit, see if we can get it to work. This is the main reason why our new grain complex, all the augers are above ground. Because we have to do this over here every time it rains. All right, here we've got some, obviously some drainage issues. This hole keeps filling up with mud and dirt, which plugs our sump pump up, so I'm trying to dig it out. It looks more like a manure pit, but
smells like one too.
It smells like one. Well, BJ, one thing about it, it shouldn't be too dirty in there right now.
Yeah, one thing about it, you're wrong.
Oh. See the rotten stuff just falling out. So
Not completely decomposed yet.
So there was, I mean, the water did get inside the blade boot then.
I mean, I'll put it to you.
I would say that more water came through the auger and into it than did through there. What?
What is that?
What's what?
In that thing? That ain't water.
Got oil in it or something?
Sure seems like oil.
Oily water. Yeah, it feels like really diluted hydraulic oil or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely got some kind of oil in it because it's just beaten up. I mean, it's not supposed to be an oil bath. That's just where the water comes through, isn't it? We are starting to amass a pretty big pile of those things. Well, this has been a fun morning, but at least we got some good help. Just putting some oil in this gearbox down here, and it looks like the seals might be out of it because oil is just running right back out. So, fill her with grease, I guess. Ew. Let's go eat some lunch. We're going shopping for a cheeseburger. Everybody's been asking what happened to George. George isn't camping, man. George, tell him what you told me yesterday about your camping.
What did I say? I done forgot.
Well, you were talking about your state park camping.
Oh. I'm a veteran, 100% disabled veteran, and I get a camp free for 14 days out of 30.
Oh. He found that out last month because he's been in the same state park for over 14 days.
So they made you move? Leave? No, I just found that out. I called to make reservations, so I had to put it off today because my 30 days was up.
Yeah, he's going camping October 2nd. He couldn't go the 1st because the 1st is the cutoff day. His 14 days reset on the 2nd.
You're a 100% disabled vet. You can camp free in Ohio at any state park.
For 14 days?
14 days and 30.
So if you go to a different park in the same 30 days?
It's all.
Oh,
it's all
man.
through the
They
same
got you, huh?
Oh, trust me, he looked. He looked.
Well, I told Becky, I said, why didn't you just pay for it?
George got a little bubble on his elbow. He said if we can get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of October, or if we can get 100,000 thumbs ups on this video, he'll let me pop that with a pencil.
Yeah, boy.
On a live stream.
Yeah, boy. 14.
Huh, that's dry. It's a little dry. Pretty aggressive.
Teardrop.
Man. Think that's funny, huh?
Now this is what came out of the doghouse back there. We've got that new sump pump. We're going to put it in that hole. We're going to put it in a bucket. The bucket has holes drilled in it. Theory is to try to keep as much mud out of the sump pump as possible with that bucket. It was in a bucket last time when it quit working, so it obviously isn't foolproof, but it's better. It's the best option we got for now. What needs to happen here, this all needs to be redone. Right now everything's sloping this way. We need to put a floor in this bin so this augers up off the ground and slope this concrete out that way. But that's not happening right now. So hopefully that sump pump can get us through, because we can't have this every rain. For one thing, if this was middle of harvest, we could probably run this afternoon, but we're unable to run that dryer during a rainstorm because this is all full. So we had to shut the dryer off last night. So our holding bins are still pretty full. Not good. God, that's appetizing. Well, I went to pick up the kids from school. On the way back here, coming down the lane, I look up and I see that leg with smoke roaring out of the top of it. You know what that means? It means it was a good day to call in sick. The leg is plugged up, full of corn, and now we've got to vacuum that out. It's actually not as bad as I've seen it before. Seen it way worse. Still gonna stink, not gonna be fun. So Dad and my brother, they went to go get the Grain Vac. We do have a Grain Vac. We bought it last harvest. After that happened, I believe we bought it while we were unplugging a leg. We've never used it. So it's gonna get used today, I guess. Probably find out it doesn't work. That's my prediction. All right, I'm getting in my combine before we tackle that leg project. This is not my head. This is a buddy's head. He traded his Lexion for a case and he needed to move a head around, so I'm doing that for him. So our neighbor that we just unloaded that head for, he ended up buying an A250 after we demoed that one. He demoed it next and he bought it. So we're switching the PTO shafts to the 1000 PTO to hook up to this Grain Vac. Hopefully the old 4020 will run it. Says it requires a little bit more ponies than this thing has, but this is the only small tractor we have with 1000 PTO shafts, so we'll give it a try.
Those outlets are John Deere. They're funny. It takes a. This
is before everybody had a universal style.
Now they're all universal. SE. These are John Deere. The little round ones. Like some parts cleaner with a certain well.
DJ, what you done?
Oh, now we're gonna finish out.
Hey, PTO works. Is that okay?
Good. It ain't working.
This looks like a finger pincher.
Make noise.
It helps.
Got it!
That was been a finger pincher. If you can't tell, we've never used this, ever. We got this last year. We were cleaning out a leg pit just like this and thought, you know what, a Grain Vac would be a great addition to this. Then I found this one on, I believe, Facebook Marketplace for $4 grand, which if you know a lot about Grain Vacs, which we don't, that's a pretty good price, we think. But we've never used it. We were about to find out if it was a good price. Now, there's not a lot of corn in this lake pit. We could have definitely cleaned it with a vacuum by now and a shovel, but we have never used this, like I say, so we want to make sure we know how to use it and that everything works. That's why we're going to this trouble.
You gotta get truck?
I'd run it out and see what comes out of there first. Might be some more dead birds.
Yeah. I don't know. This is what turns it on. What's that say? All that? You see it?
Higher numbers, that's for...
Faster.
Uh-oh! It worked! We're doing it!
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. Okay, come on.
Airlock speed, that's 10. They're currently on 1.
Purring like a kitten, she is. Right there at the end, but probably ought to get the book. Well, we're gonna have to do some reading on this. We don't know how to run that thing. Now, the only good thing is we're probably not gonna run corn over here next. We do still have a little bit of corn in those holding bins. We do need to get dried up, but we should be able to accomplish that tomorrow, I hope. The next corn we run will probably go into the other grain bins anyways. And hopefully we'll be running beans here soon. BJ, relay the sequence of events when you realized that the leg was plugged.
You want the whole thing?
You go the abbreviated version. The abbreviated version.
Okay. Corn was stuck to the truck. I was on top of the truck watching. I hear a funny sound. What's that sound? Come around here. The dryer's not dumping. Everything must be good, right? Go back inside. Oh, the corn's piling up. I must have kicked the breaker on the drag. I kick the drag off. I go outside and see Dad going, "Ah!" I turn around and look up the top of the leg and poof, we got a new post.
BJ, relay the sequence of events when you realized that the leg was plugged.
You want the whole thing?
You go the abbreviated version. The abbreviated version.
Okay. Corn was stuck to the truck. I was on top of the truck watching. I hear a funny sound. What's that sound? Come around here. The dryer's not dumping. Everything must be good, right? Go back inside. Oh, the corn's piling up. I must have kicked the breaker on the drag. I kick the drag off. I go outside and see Dad going, "Ah!" I turn around and look up the top of the leg and poof, we got a new post.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the links in the description, especially if you need any merch, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. See that? Thank you, Charter Chisel.